I'm going to show you how you can design a smile using a frontal facial picture and an intraoral scan of your patient to increase the accuracy of your digital planning using the GST app's practical and user-friendly features. If you missed the video where we discussed how GST app is used in digital treatment planning and how to design a smile based on the patient's facial structure to create an oral facial harmony, click in the link below to watch it after. When designing a smile, you are already opening up your vision to what treatment options you can offer to your patient. When adding an intraoral scan to your design, you will bring more accuracy to the digital planning as the intraoral scan is a copy of the patient's maxilla. And once superimposed over the patient's picture, you will be able to visualize the patient's entire current conditions, even if the lips are covering the teeth. After you design your smile, you will also be able to create measurements that will enhance the way you communicate with your dental technicians and other specialists involved into your treatment plan. So there are 5 short steps in creating a digital smile design with a patient intraoral scan. 1. Take the picture of your patient, then you add the patient's intraoral scan, you calibrate, then you customize the design as needed, and step 5, you export that information to better communicate with your dental technician and other people involved in the treatment process. Okay. On your top left corner, let's go to menu, and now let's go to new case. Select smile simulation, and here is where your digital smile design journey will start. On the top box, you will see the full smile where you can take the picture of your patient just by tapping on taking picture, or you can bring the photo of your patient through a photo gallery, iCloud, Dropbox, or Google Drive. In the second frame, you can import a patient intraoral scan directly from your iTero scanner. But remember that you must connect your account first. Click in the links below for a short tutorial on how to do this. Or you can use a third frame to import your patient's scan from any other scanner by saving it to a third-party application such as iCloud, Dropbox, or Google Drive. Just confirm you export an intraoral scan as an STL file. So let's start by getting a picture of a patient. So let me tap on this plus sign. I already have the picture of my patient, so I'll go to my photo gallery and I'll get my patient's picture. I will also add my intraoral scan. So I will tap on the plus sign. The intraoral scan of this patient, for example, it's on my Google Drive. So I'll continue. I will sign in. And I will look for my patient's intraoral scan. Now let's tap on AI smile simulation, and the next step is for you to calibrate the STL. To superimpose the patient's STL file onto the facial picture of your patient, you must first calibrate it. Start by placing the first set of targets on the picture. Zoom into the picture, place the red targets on the middle of the left canine. The orange target on the middle of the central, and the green target on the middle of the right canine. Now we will place the second set of targets on the patient's STL following the same process. Zoom into the STL, Place the red targets on the middle of the left canine. The orange target on the middle of the central, and the green target on the middle of the right canine. When you are done, you will automatically go to the next final phase of the calibration. Now, you notice that the patient's STL is placed onto the patient's existing teeth. All you have to do now is finish calibrating by using the commands in this screen. And hit done. From here, you will do the same step as if you were doing a smile design without the STL. So let's set the smile frame onto the patient's picture. To do that, there is a red arrow where you can just slide it to the sides or up and down. You can also change the curvature of a patient's new smile based on the wet-dry borderline of the lower lip. You can set the proportions. And let's hit next. The artificial intelligence of the app will give you a suggestive smile based on the patient's facial structure and based on the patient's average age. You can always make your own changes if you like by sliding your fingers up or down and tapping on the Generate button. So now let's go a little bit deeper and customize this design. Let's go to Smile Harmony and let's set the size of our laterals. If you slide it to the right, the centrals will be more dominant. If you slide it to the left, the smile curve will be flatter. You can also set the dental midline. You can change the smile curve, the occlusal plane. If you want, you can customize your design and the teeth set just by tapping on this arrow on the left side. And you can use these teeth set to better communicate with your dental technician. Now let's go to frame. And in frame, as you can see here, for example, in this patient needs to do ortho and to give a nice harmonic smile with a nice curvature. We would also have to increase the incisal edge a little bit in some of these anterior teeth to give more harmony to the overall smile. But you can always make your own changes on your smile frame as you educate your patient or as you are treatment planning your patient in this stage. You can change the height and the proportions. You can set the buccal corridor to make it narrower or larger. And you can also set the number of teeth that will be in this treatment plan. Under color, you will have to select 3 different colors if you like, and you can adjust the color according to the tones of the picture. To set the right shade, you will still need to do it manually on your patient's mouth. You can add some blur to your teeth, the new design. Let's say if you do have a picture with a lower resolution, you can blur the teeth that you designed so it will match with the picture. So once you hit before and after, you will have that wow moment, the wow factor, with a before and after picture where you can discuss the treatment with your patient even before you start the actual treatment with them. If you tap next, you can also add some measurements to your design to enhance the communication with your dental technician and with other specialists. Once you are done, all you have to do is to share your lab documentation by tapping Share PDF. Add the name of your patient and send it to your email or Google Drive or text message. So I'm gonna send it to myself so you can have a better understanding on how the design would look like. You will be getting a zip file. In the zip file, you will find the patient's original STL plus a document in a PDF format explaining all the steps of your digital design that you did on your DST app on your iPhone. Now hit save and save the case. To find your patient, just go to My Patient and your patient will be under DST app AI. Tap Open and click on the AI Smile simulation. So let me show you here an example on how amazing the DST app lab documentation looks. You will see here that we have the patient's name and the patient's initial photo. And as you go, you also get the before and after picture, which is great for your dental technician to understand how the smile will look like on the patient's picture. You also get the teeth shape that you selected for your design. And also the photo with the intraoral scan superimposed and the smile frame over the STL for you to better understand the treatment process. And then as you added measurement on your iPhone, the measurements also come in your lab documentation PDF. The last step, you will get the intraoral scan as pictures from profile, occlusal, and frontal view. But remember that in the package, in that zip file that you receive on your email, it also comes with the original STL. By designing smiles for your patients, you are adding 3 unique benefits to your practice. Better visual communication to educate your patient on their oral health and treatment options. New brainstorming methods for your treatment planning guided by the facial and dental structures of your patient. And shareable lab documentation to expedite your turnaround time and increase efficiency. Becoming a digital smile designer using DST app will take your practice to new heights. So join our community of dentists and be the best version of yourself.